Hey everybody, this is my 55-gallon Gourami tank, and I just put a new light on it a couple days ago, and I really like it a lot. It's a relatively inexpensive LED. In fact, it's just a shop light. It's not even meant to be on a fish tank, but it claims it's 5000 K, and I think it's a brighter white than that. I don't know, but I really like it. I was just down here enjoying the tank, and I thought I would just shoot a little video, nothing in particular on my mind. I fed the tank earlier, but I also just came down recently and threw some shrimp pellets in the tank in hopes that my striped Raphael would smell them and come out. And I don't know if you've noticed him down here. He's wiggling around. He can smell them in the tank somewhere, but he hasn't quite come out yet. Normally, he gets to just lie there and the food comes to him. The current usually just drifts it close enough to him that he can just kind of hoover it right into his mouth, and he never even has to come out of his cave. It used to be when I would come down in the morning, he'd be out and about, and he'd, make his way back and round and find his cave and hide again for the day. But I'd swear since I've remodeled the tank, he just never leaves that little spot. So I was kind of hoping he'd come out and swim around a little more. The other new addition to the tank is my angelfish over here. Still not really used to me coming around, so tends to be a little bit shy, tends to, move to the back a little bit when I get too close to the tank. But it's an angelfish, so it doesn't take them long. It'll come around, and pretty soon it'll be banging up against the glass whenever I come near it. So I'm really happy about this angelfish, and I'm also really happy that I've seen no issues whatsoever. I have zero concern at this point between the angelfish and the gourami. I was worried about that for a long time. I never mixed the two. I was always told never to put gouramis and angelfish together. But again, I've just had no issue. I've heard from so many people over the years that they've done it successfully, that I was willing to try it, especially since I have such mild-mannered gouramis. I've got these pearl gouramis, and my big one there is a moonlight, and all of them are very placid as far as gouramis go. And somewhere in here I have two little ones that are honey gouramis. They're in there somewhere. The other thing I wanted to point out, and I wish they'd come out a little more, is the neons. Those neons pop. Now, when I had the old fixture on there, it was T8 fluorescent tubes. In the video, I kept calling them T5 tubes for some reason. All my other fixtures take T5s, but those simple shop lamp type fixtures that I had up there take the T8 tubes. So not only were they simple T8 tubes, they were old. They were at least probably 2 or 3 years old. And they tend to lose their color rendering ability when they get older like that. The spectrum that the light produces actually tends to fade out a little bit. So color rendering gets a little weird when you get into LEDs. But I can say this one has a lot of blue in it, and that's why these neons pop the way they do. It's reflecting all that blue that's in this LED. So I still suspect it's higher than a 5000 K. I would suspect this is probably at least a 6500 K, possibly even higher than that. It might even be like a 7000 K or something. I have seen 6700 K. I have that in some of my fluorescent tubes in some of my other tanks, and that's a pretty good looking bright white light. But LEDs are still different than any other kind of light, and it's hard to really say how they've got it. This one obviously has a lot of blue in it. Those neons wouldn't look like that if it wasn't a lot of blue in it. We wouldn't get to see those beautiful colors on my moonlight there if it didn't have a lot of blue in it. So I'm really happy with the way this new LED looks, and it was only $38, I believe. I looked them up on Amazon. I found the same unit on Amazon. I'll put a link to it. I do believe it was available on Prime, so if you don't have a big box store where you can get it, it's a Lights of America is the brand, and it's simply their high output 4-foot shop light. So if you can't find one of them in your local stores and you want to go online, they do sell them on Amazon. I think it was $50. It was actually more expensive on Amazon than up at the Wally World where I got it for 38 and some change or something like that. I paid less than $40 for it, and I'm telling you, for a 4-foot tank light LED for less than $40 that looks like that, you can't beat that deal with a stick. So again, I'll put a link below to the product on Amazon. It's the exact same unit I've got right here that you're looking at, and I like it a lot. I think the next time my other tanks, this one for example, well, let's do a side-by-side comparison. The tank to the left, this one, my T-bar tank, also has angelfish in it, is 2 T5 high outputs. So this is 2 54 watt T5 high outputs. So we've got 108 watts of fluorescent light on this tank. And then we've got 40 watts of LED on this tank. And this lighting unit cost less than $40. This lighting unit cost me nearly $100, plus I have to buy the tubes, and that's what I was getting to. I think the next time I have to buy tubes for this one, as much as it's going to kill me to have a perfectly good fixture just sitting around not being used, I think instead of spending $10 a piece and dropping $20 on 2 new tubes, I might just drop the $40 and get another one of these units right here and stick it on top, because I really, really like that a lot. It looks so good. And then, of course, when you get up close, it never comes out quite the same on camera as it does when you're here. But if you can see the green, my green giant there, and of course my crystal white there, when it gets under the light in just the right way, you can see a lot of blues and that really bright crystal white color. And then, of course, I've got my German blue down here, and then this T-bar cichlid has tons of blue and purple colors in him or her. So I think this tank is a good candidate to have one of those fixtures put on it. So let me know what you think, and it'll be interesting to see. Let me back up here again if I can do this without stepping on anything. Maybe I can actually do a video where we do a before and after, and we'll swap the lights out. All I got to do is flip one fixture to one side and flip the other to the other, and we can actually see what these tanks look like side by side. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. So go ahead and make sure you're subscribed, and that way you won't miss anything. I will do that video where we see what the lights look like on opposite tanks. So the tank on the right there is my Gourami tank, and we'll put that LED over on the tank on the left, which is my T-bar tank, and vice versa with that T5 unit there. We'll switch that over. So if you're subscribed, you won't miss any of that. So thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you real soon in the next one.